Fans in attendance receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets and info, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
So here's another question that has come up by several people have emailed this question in. So I thought it's high time I made this video. What happens when you call a narcissist out on a lie? Drop it in the comments. What do you think happens when you call a narcissist out on a lie? Wouldn't it be so fun if we were all sitting in the same room together and we'd be having this big raucous conversation? Because I bet this one would get you all noisy, right? Because this could be a very short video. Because what happens when you call a narcissist out on a lie? They deny it. Thanks for tuning in. No, just kidding. Okay, so they deny it, but let's go a little deeper with that. Narcissistic people are very, very, very good liars. Now, they're not as good at lying as psychopaths. Nobody is that good, but they're good. Lying is second nature for narcissistic people because really it's self-preservation for them. It allows them to maintain their grandiose narrative and their sort of idealized depiction of themselves. Because lying serves such an important psychological function for narcissistic people, it's almost reflexive. For a narcissistic person, think of a lie as a scaffold that holds up their entire sense of self. If you try to move the scaffold or dismantle it, the thing that it's holding up, and in this case, it's the entire sense of self that the narcissist has as what a great person they are, for example, it'll all collapse. And that's not a very good feeling for them. All of that brings up all kinds of shame, so they avoid doing that. We all lie sometimes to some degree. Let's face it, all of us lie. Typically, our lies are sort of socially facilitating, maybe protective lies. We tell people they look nice when they don't. We tell them that the dinner they made was delicious when it sucks. that their dog is cute when not so much. Our other option at those times is either silence or hurt feelings. But let's face it, there are lies and then there are lies. Bigger ticket lies hurt, and they destroy the foundation of a relationship because over time, you don't know what's true anymore, and trust fades, never to come back in the same way. In the absence of truth and trust and honesty, there's absolutely no possibility for a healthy relationship. Now, there can sometimes be confusion between a lie and gaslighting. Gaslighting is a little worse because you can't shift the gaslighter's perspective on the basis of evidence, and gaslighting is meant to dismantle your sanity. Lying, in theory, can be pushed back on with evidence, but that evidence isn't going to work with a narcissistic person. But because that lie, like I said, is basically acting as a scaffold for the narcissistic person's ego and their sense of self and their falsehood of being a good, nice person, that it would collapse if you try to call them out on it. Instead of copping to the lie or owning it, or maybe even just being defensive for a minute, but then ultimately being contrite. All you're going to get from a narcissist, if you call them out on a lie, is rage, rage, and more rage. You may even get little projective twist arounds where you get accused of being the liar. And it turns actually into a gaslighted mess pretty fast. I always view that the lie is sort of the exit ramp, and then the gaslight where you're going. Now, without being able to call out a lie as a lie, many people wonder, how can a relationship sustain or proceed? Well, I mean, that's a different question, isn't it? This relationship was never a healthy relationship. Narcissistic relationships are never based on respect or trust or mutuality of regard or compassion. So trying to address the lying, while it feels important to you, it isn't going to address the fundamental issues of the relationship. The lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back for another riveting conversation. And I know a lot of people have been saying, Zoe, you've been on this narcissist kick for a minute. And I think it's important that we educate ourselves and we jump down the rabbit hole, so to speak, because there's so much miseducation out there. You know, because people have taken the word and kind of applied it to places that it doesn't necessarily apply to. And with the work of people like Ross Rosenberg, of course, Dr. Ramani, and others, we are able to peel back the layers a little bit further so we can all kind of get a better grasp. And tonight's topic is very heavy in that sense, because I want us to understand something that she said that was quite important, and that is, we all lie. Now, we have to know why we lie, right? So I've heard the term well before narcissism was thrown around by everybody. Do you guys remember the term, you're a pathological liar? People used to say that all the time, right? And some people still say that. You're a pathological liar. You're a pathological liar. But don't you know that everybody lies? Everybody lies. So there's a distinction between the pathological liar and the compulsive liar. Now, as is commonplace, I use myself as an example. Last week, Tuesday, I shared a lot about my own personal journey and how I lied in a situation, and that caused the eventual erosion of that relationship. And unlike a pathological liar, I was lying because I was in fear. I was lying because I didn't have an answer. I was lying because, again, being in a fearful state, the state of losing something, the state of losing something that you value, the state of losing something that you want, you know, it pushed me to that low level of consciousness. And again, not a perfect person, but not a pathological liar either. And so tonight I wanted to make or establish the distinction between the two. Tonight's topic: liar, liar. Here's another one. I don't lie. Have you heard that from people? People say it all the time. I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I hate liars. You lying. How to differentiate between a pathological liar and a compulsive liar, and navigate a relationship with either one. If everybody lies, then we're going to have to cultivate and develop some tools to be able to deal with the people we actually love that actually lie to us. And we need to kind of understand where they're coming from. Do you think a relationship can be healed, or a relationship could stay on good standing if you say, don't ever lie to me? 1-800-920-1580. What is an example of a pathological liar? What are the key differences between pathological and compulsive liars? How to handle a relationship with either type of liar, compulsive versus pathological. Is pathological lying a mental disorder? Agree or disagree? Pathological liars lie out of habit and sometimes aren't even aware of their lying behaviors because they believe it themselves. 1-800-920-1580. True or false? A pathological liar tells lies in order to get their way, save face, get out of trouble, or avoid blame, according to Dr. Ramani. True or false? The compulsive liar will typically lie in low or no stakes situations, perhaps saying they went to a certain vacation spot when they didn't, or lying about what they watched on TV the night before, says Dr. Ramani. I would even say that the low stakes lying, let's just get right to it. Low stakes. If you're in a situation where you know who you want to be, but you're in a situationship, a messy situationship, and you want to get out of that situationship, and you lied to the person that you want to be with, you may think that that's a low stakes situation. But I'm here to tell you from experience, that is a high stakes situation. And it could prompt someone to view you as a pathological liar when it all comes out in the end, because as Big Mama used to say, what don't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know your thoughts. True or false? The compulsive liar will typically tell low stakes lies, perhaps saying they went to a certain vacation spot when they didn't, or lying about what they watched on TV the night before. True or false? While being honest typically carries a positive connotation and lying holds a negative one, the result of either action isn't always so clear cut. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you tonight. Agree or disagree? When lying becomes a force of habit, or the line between truth and falsehood begins to blur, it's likely to fall on the darker edge of the spectrum. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know some of the lies you've told. I want to know some of the lies you've maintained, and for what reason. And if we can get to the bottom of why you lied, would you label yourself as pathological or compulsive? When I come forward, the voice of reason shall continue this in-depth discussion, and we will start to integrate callers.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Stand there and watch me burn. Well, that's alright because I like the way it hurts. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. Well, that's alright because I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie.
I can't tell you what it really is. I can only tell you what it feels like. And right now it's a steel knife in my windpipe. I can't breathe, but I still fight. Well, I can fight as long as the wrong feels right. It's like I'm in flight, high off of love, drunk from my hate. It's like I'm huffing pain. I love her the more I suffer. I suffocate right before I'm about to drown. She resuscitates me. She hates me, and I love it. Wait, where you going? I'm leaving you. No, you ain't come back. We're running right back. Here we go again. It's so insane. When it's going good, it's going great. I'm Superman with the wind in his back. She's Lois Lane, but when it's bad, it's awful. I feel so ashamed. I snap. Who's that dude? I don't even know his name. I laid hands on him. I never stoop so low again. I guess I don't know my own strength.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. Well, that's alright because I like the way.
Narcissists lie, all of them. That's their game. They deliberately speak falsehoods so they can get whatever they want. Their lying is always based in some form of personal gain. So they may lie to get something specific in return. They may lie because they don't want the truth coming out, Or they might lie about someone else because that person knows they're a liar. But all narcissists lie, and they will lie about absolutely anything to anyone. They do not discriminate. Narcissists are pathological liars. So how do you know if a narcissist is lying? Their mouth is moving. That's how.
Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building with another riveting conversation. Listen, man, in this web of human behavior, the phenomena of lying serves as a complex and intriguing puzzle that often elicits questions about motivations, consequences, and the blurred lines between truth and falsehood. The topic of liar, liar, how to differentiate between a pathological liar and a compulsive liar, as well as navigate a relationship with either one, delves into the depths of deception, drawing from the insights of experts like David Livingstone Smith and Dr. Romani, seeks to unravel the enigmatic nature of pathological and compulsive lying. Pathological liars, as posited by some theories, may lie out of habit to such an extent that they are not consciously aware of their deceptive behaviors. This belief in their own fabrications blurs the distinction between reality and falsehood, creating a tangled web of self-deception. The question of whether pathological liars are born or made sparks a debate between nurture and nature, between genetic predispositions and environmental influences, highlighting the intricate interplay between nurture and nature in shaping lying behaviors. Dr. Romani underscores the multifaceted motivations behind pathological lying, emphasizing that it can serve various purposes, such as gaining advantages, avoiding consequences, or preserving one's self-image. Now, this is where pathological lying intersects with narcissism, because that's what the narcissist is about. That's their primary motive is to protect their image, the image that they project outward. In contrast, compulsive liars may engage in deception even in trivial situations where the stakes are low, indicating a habitual pattern of dishonesty that transcends the need for personal gain. The dichotomy between honesty and dishonesty is not always black and white. It challenges conventional notions of morality and ethical behavior. As lying becomes ingrained in one's behavioral repertoire, the distinction between truth and falsehood blurs, tipping the scales toward a darker edge where deception becomes a pervasive force in one's life. Well, hopefully that framed up tonight's topic for you well enough. We've got callers on the line. I definitely want to hear your perspective. How would you label yourself? Because I know everybody has lied. So I don't want anybody calling in here and saying I never lied, because you're a human being, and that's simply not true. If you call in, I want to know how you view yourself. Do you view yourself as a compulsive liar? Do you view yourself as, and I would even say, an occasional compulsive liar? Because I think lying comes where there is pressure, right? For a lot of people. When the pressure, builds, I think that's when people lie. Situational liars, even, if you want to say that. But I want to know how you view yourself. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. This is the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. We're live on the radio. Please call in, share your thoughts. Here we go. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here. Nazarene, you there?
Oh yeah, I had John on mute. My bad, huh? What up?
That's all right, my brother. How are you, my friend? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I'm grateful, appreciate that, glad to hear your voice. I was saying situational liars is fire. Like stamp that, trademark the whole nine. Mind you, it's the situation shift, the whole spectrum. I like how you was talking navigate, how do we navigate, kind of going along with the what's the word, management and all of that. But again, I'm lying to myself all the time. Like I always tell the truth, even when I lie. I'm the bad guy. All the time, like we already know what's the words in them sacred books talking about all is mind and all truth is but a half truth and
The
a half
KBLA.
truth is a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. You better get with the program, son. Get it situational. Like, don't, as long as we respect our own word, like, if you going to keep a pathology on me, which America been done or the devil been done or whatever adversarial force, like, you going to keep a record. I hope so, because I promise you, like, what's our brother, Dr. Delbert Blair? I was listening to him, and he was speaking on, like, in terms of the way that he tell truth. He was like, there is no truth until you choose that it's true for yourself or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
So again, no matter what type of narrative is out there, if you're going to take control, navigate these waters of the unknown, like you might as well have fun. You might be in a situation that calls for one language in one instance, whereas different occasions call for different rhythm, communication. Sometimes.
So
it's
are
like
you? Wait. Are you saying you lie situationally? I'm trying to understand.
Correct.
All right, hold that thought. When we come forward, I'm going back to Atlanta, Georgia, because Nazarene is about to lay it flat.
You ever love somebody so much you can barely breathe when you're with them? You meet, and neither one of you even know it hit them. Got that warm, fuzzy feeling, get them chills, used to get them. Now you're getting sick of looking at them. You swore you'd never hit them, never do nothing to hurt them. Now you're in each other's face, spewing venom in your words when you spit them.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. An effort is underway in Richmond, Virginia to save what's described as a piece of the fabric of the community. That's what former Virginia Delegate Viola Baskerville said at a rally to save the former Richmond Community Hospital in Jackson Ward. Plans are in place to demolish the 117-year-old building. Baskerville says the hospital staff labored to make sure the African-American community was treated with respect as patients. A former Tuskegee Airman feels honored after a 100th birthday celebration was held over the weekend in Lexington, Kentucky. WKYT reports Glendale Bennett received a Senate resolution in honor of his centennial by Senator Reggie Thomas. Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton gave Bennett the key to the city. Bennett trained with the African-American Airmen in Tuskegee, Alabama during World War II before serving in Europe. Bennett's secret to life is, quote, live good, love everybody, and do the thing that's right in life, end quote. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Join the Dodgers for the first bobblehead giveaway of the 2024 season, Saturday, March 30th at 6:10 p.m. versus the Cardinals. First 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets and info, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Tips to help improve your credit score in 2024. Establishing credit is an important key to achieving financial health, but building a credit history from scratch can feel challenging since you need credit to build credit. First, what does it mean to build credit? All consumers have a score between 300 and 850. You want your score to be as high as possible as lenders look at your credit score to make loan and credit decisions. A good credit score shows you have a track record of borrowing money responsibly. Remember, it's never too late to build or rebuild your credit. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, home of the 2024 Climate Justice Campaign.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
1455 Frazee Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Looking at, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy. Plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. So I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. Voice of you is the show. Yeah. Voice of you is the show. So just lay back your mind. Something new. Everybody tuning in to soul. Cause he is voice of reason, yeah.
Research actually tells us that one of the primary characteristics that is part of a healthy personality is openness. And when we talk about openness, we're talking about having a sense of curiosity about how the world works and what's going on out there. We talk about somebody who wants to have new insights. There's a real curiosity that they bring to the equation whenever they engage with other individuals. Open people recognize there's much diversity and differentness built into our life experience, and so they just go into it with the thought that says, there's a whole lot that I can learn here. Now, let's contrast that with what we know about narcissists, and one of the driving features that we have in narcissism is they've decided, I cannot afford to be open. I cannot afford to let you know the real me. And so they bring a closed and a cover-up kind of a mindset toward you. And taking it a bit further, narcissists have not only decided that they can't be open, but sometimes just being dishonest and telling lies is necessary. That's what they think. Now, of course, they won't say it like that, but when you observe the way they engage with people, that's what they do. They feel like, well, I have to tell things that are going to make me look good. And if it's not exactly true, well, I'm going to do it anyway because I have to do it. I have to preserve my carefully crafted image. And I want you to just pause and take a thought on that. So here you are, this narcissistic person, and you think, well, the best way for me to have great relationships and to feel real rewarded in my life is to be a liar. Now, again, they won't say that, but that's the net result of how they engage. Their false self is in total control and they're ensnared by it. And then taking it one step further, and in doing so, they still think of themselves as the one that needs to tell you how to live life. They're the gold standard. Go figure. Now, I want us to think, what's going on here when narcissists set aside that openness and they decide lying, if that's what I have to do, is a necessity. I've just got to get into that. What's going on there? How does it come down to that? One of the first things we need to understand about narcissists, and again, it's so essential for you to know this because they'll gaslight the daylights out of you and make you confused about who you are, even as they bring this unhealthiness. But one of the first things we know about these individuals is they've decided that high control is essential for their personal success. Narcissists are drawn toward all sorts of themes of power and dominance, and in their way, it's kind of like, well, if I'm the one who calls the shots and I can belittle you, then when you try to get me to be honest about who I am, well, I've got the upper hand and we don't need to do that. And so their lying is part of their way of trying to maintain a sense of control over other individuals. Control is far more important to them than truth and honesty and self-revelation. Likewise, when we examine why narcissists can rationalize their need to lie, we can say that a certain pessimism has been built into their personalities. Way back when they were growing up, many of them had the thought that says, people out there just don't understand me. And there are plenty of folks out there that want to do me in. That's the pessimism. And so they conclude that people in general can be really bad. And in fact, they're out to bury me. There can actually be a certain paranoia that they bring. Or they can think to themselves, well, if I'm totally honest about my flaws and my imperfections, it's going to be curtains for me. It's not going to work out well. And maybe they had some people that were not very good about knowing how to sift that out with them, but that's the conclusion they've drawn, and they've carried it all the way through their adult years. along with this pessimism.
Man, Dr. C is cooking. Woo! Fire tonight on the VOR live from KBLA Talk 1580. If you're just tuning in, we have an amazing topic. Liar, liar, I don't lie. You a lie. How to differentiate between a pathological and compulsive liar, and how to navigate a relationship with either one. Very good stuff tonight. We got callers on the line, man. Big, big, big topic. Please call in and let me know the type of lying you've done. Would you label yourself as pathological or compulsive? Please, please call us and let us know. If you don't know the difference, the pathological liar is doing it as a means of I think Dr. Romney said the lies are like a scaffold, and it's holding up their image. This is for the pathological liar. They must lie. They have to lie. They got to continue to lie in order to maintain the mask. Whereas a compulsive liar may be lying about things that are considered low risk. Okay, so not big lies, but they're always lying. And I think there's a lot of gray areas between the two. Because, for instance, omission is lying. It's a type of lying. And if you know you got to have a real conversation with somebody and you're constantly putting it off until there's this perfect moment, we all know that there is never a perfect moment to let somebody you know about, or to let somebody that you care about know about something that you know is important to the two of you. So sometimes omission, and a lot of people think because I didn't say a lie, I didn't commit a lie. And so sometimes there's a gray area there. And if there is an intention to avoid difficulty, to avoid upset or whatever, and I'm guilty of that as well. Like, I've been in a situation where, I didn't say what I needed to say, or I didn't have the courage to say what I needed to say in a moment that was deemed necessary to the other person. Hey, you should have said this then, as opposed to it taking so long for you to say something. So again, lying is a very complex issue. We've got our brother Nazarene X on the line. Nazarene X, please, please, please give us your final thought.
Look, this is not legal advice. Before you put your word on anything, if it means anything to you.
Before I do what?
Before you put your name on anything, or your word on anything, or your audible expressions out there in the open, like, again, considering each individual one of us, I know wise counsel once echoed in the air, like, self-forgiveness, stop the self-judgment. Now, an ongoing situation or battle is what it is, but at the end of the day, like, from an objective standpoint, we all know, like, it's nothing but voices out here, right? There are nothing but various occasions, situations, seasons, times, cycles, the whole nine. Like, again, exploring language, I would tie it into the language, or excuse me, the navigation of the waters, the lakes, the bodies, all of that type of stuff, because it's, how they say, in the situation, as long as I'm remaining true to myself and doing the best that I'm supposed to, as I'm aware right now, each and every moment, I know I'm not lying to self. And that conscious effort, like, again, there's self-sabotage, where people will, like, have that, and that's why I thought it was more like compulsion as a word, the vibration. I liken it to addiction, but that can be a pathological thing too. Like, it's wild different layers to it. But again, I'll just say, for me, my word mean a lot. But even jokingly, or in terms of the act and the whole nine. Like, if I'm a selected title or whatnot, I'm the bad guy. I always tell the truth, even when I lie.
I love it, brother. I love it.
Ride that.
Guess what you just did, my friend?
Just I'm ding dong ATL.
You already know Atlanta is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. A great topic. Great topic. It's on fire. When we come forward, Oakland, Houston, and somebody just hung up. Call back 1-800-920-1580.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey Californians, are you ready to make your home ownership dreams come true? The California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan Program might be for you. First-generation homebuyers can get down payment and closing cost assistance along with a first mortgage to help you unlock the door of your new home. Applications open in April, so talk to an approved lender to see if you're eligible. Find out more at calhfa.ca.gov/dream or call 877-922-5432. A message from the California Housing Finance Agency.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
If you're looking for the most epic place on Earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win. And we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tell me, why did you do this to me? After we made plans for a family, and you swear you would bear my child, all the while you were out running wild with your friends spinning all my ends, and I caught you screaming, ooh, I'm with him. I think it's time I let you know you can go, that's the door. You're nothing but a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, heartbreaker, and I won't let you back in my life. So I'm taking the house, the cars, the kids, and the dog. I want it all. You're nothing but a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, heartbreaker.
Hi everyone, it's Athena here from Courage Coaching. I hope you've all had a good weekend. I'm going to continue listing the different traits and behaviors that people with a narcissistic personality display. The one I'm going to talk about today is pathological lying and compulsive lying, but most of the time people that have a personality disorder, usually those which have antisocial, malignant narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, or psychopathy, are the ones that display pathological lying the most. Now, lying is something that everybody does. There's white lies, there's self-serving lies, so we might all tell a lie when we want something to work out our way. We might tell a white lie to a child so we don't hurt their feelings, or to a friend. White lies aren't really the type of lies which actually really hurt people or affect people in a negative way, so they're not so important. With somebody who has a personality disorder, especially narcissistic personality, they tend to tell more lies, more destructive lies, and lies which are used in order to manipulate others very frequently. And this is known as pathological lying. Now, before I go into pathological lying, the other types of lies are in a few categories. You have white lies, which are usually things like telling your child that the tooth fairy is going to visit them, or about Santa Claus, or it might just be that you tell a friend that she really looks good, but actually she has put on a bit of weight and you're not really going to tell her that because you don't want to hurt her feelings. It's these kind of things. They're not nasty, they don't hurt the other person. They're usually lies which are supposed to prevent others from feeling hurt. Now, there's also self-serving lies. Self-serving lies, again, are lies that we all tell. They are infrequent, but they are very common. I mean, for instance, children instinctively.
So maybe when I lied, it was self-serving. I can take responsibility for that. I told a self-serving lie. Have you done it? If you have, please call me and share your story. We got Sean from Oakland, California. Sean, get in here.
Brother, what a great topic. So my mother from a very early age told me, don't lie because it makes everything worse. That was her big thing. And of course, it was right after I told a lie. Can't remember exactly what it was, but I messed something up. And I said, no, it wasn't me. And she knew it was me. So, and then moving forward, right, is that, yes, what you just played is something that is very important, which is, yes, if someone, my friend with cancer, and I see that person, I'm like, hey, man, you're doing great. That's a lie. I know it's a lie. But I said it the way I could say it with my energy and, oh, man, you're doing good and all that. Because, the treatments. And yes, that's my thing. I'm saying, yes, I've done that. But, I do my very best not to try to con anybody. That's my thing with lies, though, is that people try to con people with lies. That's the thing. If you're conning people, because, money's undefeated, right? Let's just disagree with that. Money is undefeated, and people lie with stuff all the damn time.
Well, Sean, if we use your definition, maybe I was conning. Maybe I was trying to con somebody when I told my lie.
Well, maybe.
I can live with
but
that.
Hope. And hey, none of us are perfect, right? But as long as we have good intentions, that's my thing. I mean, try to have good intentions with what you're doing, but we palter. That's another great word, paltering. And it's not just omission. It's you're like I'm saying. You have cancer, and I'm not going to tell you look like you're on death's door, right? I wouldn't want anyone to tell me on death's door. I want people to lie to me, when I'm about to die. I'm
But
not kidding.
But
I mean,
isn't that pretense? You look great there on Death's Door, right? Isn't that a kind of pretense? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're humans, right? There's no perfection. What we do is try to do the best we can, and we move forward. We try to be the best we can, and we learn. Hopefully everyone keeps learning. Keep trying to learn to be as good as you can to your fellow human being.
Man, Sean, I appreciate that. Guess what you just did, brother?
Brother, I brought Oakland in the building.
Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is pick up the phone and share your truth. 1-800-920-1580. I love that Nazarene X. He says, humanity is not an excuse, it's an experience. I love that. 1-800-920-1580. Distinguishing between pathological and compulsive lies within a relationship dynamic requires a nuanced understanding of the underlying motivations and patterns of deception. Pathological lying can often be a coping mechanism for deeper psychological issues, serving as a shield to protect oneself from confronting painful truths or vulnerabilities. In contrast, compulsive lying may stem from a habitual need to seek attention, validation, or escape from reality. Which one are you? Or are you both? Talk to me tonight. This is a real conversation. We've got to have it. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more fire from the VOR.
I want it all. You're nothing but 7 years I've lived this life. When inside you made me cry. Through it all, I still remain. Till you messed up and called me his name. Please don't explain. You go your way and I'll maintain. Don't worry, the kids are okay. Just remember you made